Hello, everyone. This is Steve with Aptera Owners Club. It's kind of crazy to think about, but today is our birthday. Today is exactly a year ago today we started this channel, and it's been kind of crazy. We're now at 8.11K subscribers. We've passed 1 million views and over 100,000 hours of viewing time, and we have almost 60 sponsoring members at this point. It's been a kind of a wild ride, and I want to thank you guys for it. And so for this video, I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about how this started and how we ended up where we are today. Okay, so just a little bit about me. I'm kind of an efficiency nut, and inefficient things are like my biggest pet peeve. Like, people when you go around, you see this on the road all the time. And when you see all these like 6,000 pound full-size SUVs with one person driving around, it kind of drives me nuts. And there's this guy called Mr. Money Mustache. I don't know if you know about him, but he has this article about clown driving. And when I read this article for the first time, it just made so much sense to me. It's exactly the thought process that I had. He has a picture here of people waiting in line to drop off their kids at the elementary school. And what's funny is that elementary schools are usually within 1 mile of all the houses that they are servicing. So, 90+% of the kids and families live within 1 mile of this elementary school. And I see this every day as I go to work on my bike. Is every elementary school I go to, people are waiting in line for 15 minutes to drop off their kids while idling their cars, when in less than 15 minutes they could have easily walked or ridden a bike from their house to the school and reduced energy use and gotten a little exercise, get some fresh air, have some more sense of community. Also, drive-throughs. We had this video a while back about Aptera going through a drive-through. Honestly, me personally, I think drive-throughs are just a huge waste of time. People are idling their cars and waiting for 10, 15 minutes just so that someone can hand them like a coffee in a disposable cup out a window. So those kinds of things. And what's other things? Yeah, another pet peeve of mine is like using a clothes dryer in the middle of the summer in uh, in the desert so that it heats up the house. So you have to use more air conditioning when you could use one of these things. Um, this thing will literally dry the clothes in less than a few hours, and it doesn't use any electricity, and then it doesn't generate any heat, so you have to use more electricity to cool down the house. And then other pet peeves are people that set their thermostats at 65 degrees in the summer and then 80 degrees in the winter, when you could just do the reverse. This happens at every American workplace. In the summer, it's so cold you have to bring a jacket, and in the winter, it's so warm you have to wear shorts. It just seems like, don't you want to make it 65 in the winter and 80 in the summer? That just seems to make more sense. But people just they don't want to carpool. I've been in so many situations where like everyone's going to the same place, but everyone wants to drive their own car. And so those things just don't make any sense to me. The other things that don't make sense are, our throwaway society. We don't repair anything anymore. Things are made so that you just use them and you throw them away. And so we just generate, tons of trash, and we just have landfills, and we just waste all these resources making things that don't last. And so, because of this, I try not to buy anything. I ride a bike to work every day. This is my bike, and this is my bike rack in my office. I've put about 50,000 miles just commuting on the bike over the last 14 years. I wear 20-year-old clothes, much to the chagrin of my family, and I put solar panels on my roof, even though the guy who was selling me solar panels told me that I use so little electricity that it doesn't make financial sense for me to buy solar panels. And I told him, I don't care if it makes financial sense. I just want solar panels. It's not about the money. So When Aptera first came out in 2007, I was super excited because here was a car that was just designed for efficiency. It just made sense. It just really made sense to me. And I instantly loved the car. It looks weird, and some people thought it just looked so weird. I personally don't care about aesthetics, but I thought it looked great anyway. If it was the ugliest thing in the world, but it was super efficient, I would still drive the thing. Um, so when it came out in 2007 and 2008, I put down a deposit on it. I was very excited to get it. Unfortunately, the company liquidated in 2011. I got my deposit back, and I thought, oh well, that was a great idea. Hopefully people make super efficient cars in the future, and then I'll be on board. And so when EVs came around, I knew they were much more efficient, so I got an EV. A Leaf was my first EV. But then in 2019 and 2020, Aptera came back. And then at first, when I heard about it, I didn't order right away because I was a little scared of getting burned. Um, but about a week later, after thinking about it, I decided to just put in an order for it. And I shouldn't have waited a week. I should have just gone in right at the beginning. But again, I love everything about the car. I like the efficiency. I like the right to repair because, again, I hate the throwaway society and how we don't repair anything and how everything is made to be just disposable. And people make things hard to repair. I would much rather repair things and keep them around for as long as possible. I like the look of it, and I like the attention it brings because then it gives me a chance to like talk to people about efficiency and about not doing wasteful things. And then I like the safety of it, the value of it, the performance of it. I like the idea you can go camping in it because one of the things I really like is any outdoor activity. And I love that it fits a bike because I think a bike is seriously the best form of transportation. And I will still use a bike for 90+% of my transportation needs. And just when I need to go farther away, I'm going to use the Aptera. Um, so the way that this started was I initially thought, well, I'll put up a few videos talking about why I like the Aptera and why I think it's a great car, and I'll put my referral link in it. And then if I get a couple of referrals out of it, it'll be time well spent. And so I did that. I made a couple of videos. The early videos were like there was an investor Q&A that Aptera did not put on their website or on their own channel, so I put it on here. And then 7 reasons why Aptera is amazing, how I configured my Aptera, then the battery updates, and the favorite feature, which is the right to repair. Some things I wish that they would put in there, like the third seat. I don't think that's happening. Obviously, it's not, but I think it would have been great. And then about investment, things like that. The hub motors. A lot of people were comparing Aptera to Elio early on, and I was trying to differentiate between the two. So I started putting these videos, and like people were actually subscribing, which I thought was amazing. And some of the early subscribers were Andrew was one of the first ones, and then Bruce joined us fairly early on. And a lot of people have been with us from the very beginning, which is pretty awesome. And I was just surprised that people were subscribing and watching these videos. And I just really enjoy looking into things. I'm just a curious person by nature, and I enjoy researching things that I'm interested in. I'm not a very creative person. I don't have very many novel ideas or great new ideas, but I'm pretty good at Googling things, and I'm pretty good at reading a lot of stuff and synthesizing it really fast. And so, since I'm very interested in all things Aptera and everything related to Aptera, I just, it's my hobby to like research things and figure out the questions I have personally about it. Like I wanted to know about the hub motors because I didn't know much about them. I wanted to know, is it safe? I wanted to look at the other solar cars. I wanted to learn about batteries and things like that. And so these are all questions that I had. And if other people were interested, I figured I would just put a video and talk about what I found out and put that up. And that's what I've been doing for the past year. And it's been really amazing, all the interaction. I read every single comment on all the videos. We started this Discord channel, and Brooks helped me set it up. And there's a great community here. We talk about all kinds of things about Aptera. There's a lot of good discussion. I've met people. I've learned a lot from talking to them and from reading the comments. And I've learned about, like, what have I learned from you guys? Learned about finance. I learned about engineering. I learned about electric unicycles. And then also, our logo here was made by Rick Paulus, who's a calligrapher for the White House. That's amazing. Like, how would I ever meet people like that? And then, we have all these sponsoring members: Enoch, Brian, Jaron, John, Go Climb a Rock, Hans, Abby, Scott, UFT Drone, Harry, Adimchi, Sweet Tooth. Adimchi has been one of our commenters from the very beginning. He's a guy from Greece. He's always commenting, and I really enjoy reading his comments. Sometimes they're a little abrasive, but he has good points. And then, like, Tom and Curtis have always, like, sending me, like, cool things that I hadn't thought of. And then Dean always has really great comments that I really enjoy. He's very thoughtful, and I think we just have a really, like, smart and interested and technologically savvy group here. And I just really enjoy interacting with all the comments and reading the comments, and I just personally learned a lot. So I wanted to thank all you guys for being subscribers and being watchers and commenting, and especially our sponsoring members. And I can't believe, like, what has happened in the past year. I've never been a YouTuber. As you can tell, the production quality on these videos is pretty bare bones. Oh yeah, a lot of you guys, like, told me the sound was terrible, so I bought different microphones. Hopefully it's better now. So I've learned a lot about making video content by doing this. And it's kind of taken a little bit of a life of its own, but it's just been a fun hobby. I mean, if I wasn't doing this, I would be researching this anyway, because I just like to do that kind of stuff. And then I would read it myself, learn about things, and then I'd probably just watch Netflix. But instead, I'm reading it and making short little videos that hopefully is helpful to other people. And so it's done a lot more things than I ever expected it to do in the past year. So I want to thank all of you guys for your support, and hopefully, we'll get a car here soon. And when we get our Apteras, I hope to have, like, cool content of us driving them around. And one of the big things I really want to do is set up kind of a video repair and upgrade and customization library. So, we'll figure out how to, like, change the tires, redo the hub seals, disassemble the interior, upgrade things, modify things, customize things. I think that's where I'm hoping this channel will be headed once we all start getting vehicles. So that's kind of my plan for the future, because that's the next thing that I want to do, and we can put videos about the adventures we go on, and going camping and road trips on in the Aptera, all kinds of things. But anyway, I'm hoping for the best for Aptera as a company, for us to all get our cars, this amazing vehicle. I think conceptually it's awesome. And, Aptera has made so many strides in the past year as well. When I first started this, they had just released Soul. They had made no beta, no gamma, and they've really refined the vehicle and made it much better. They just need some cash to make it happen. And I hope they can find the cash to make it happen. And I think they will. I'm still hopeful. And so, yeah, so here's to the next year. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support, and have a great day, everyone.